Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. I am presiding over the first appearance calendar for Magistrate Court this morning. We are streaming live via YouTube. The inmates are present via Zoom at the Clayton County Jail. We have several attorneys who are present for their clients. I will make some opening remarks regarding each individual's rights, and then I will proceed forward with calling the calendar. I've already sworn in the Spanish interpreter, so therefore the interpreter will need for me to go slowly in my opening remarks in order that so she can be able to interpret for the Spanish, for the inmates requiring a Spanish interpreter. So please bear with me. If everyone will first raise their right hand so I can see them. Do you swear or affirm that the information and testimony you give to the court, including the information you provide on your court-appointed counsel form, is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
¿Jura usted y afirma que la información que usted va a dar ante la corte y la información que usted puso en la solicitud para que le nombre un abogado de oficio va a ser la verdad y nada más que la verdad a su mejor saber y entender?
Okay, thank you. Each one can put their hands down. Please play close. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Cada uno de ustedes pueden bajar sus manos.
Okay, please pay close attention to my opening remarks because it concerns your rights.
Por favor, presten atención a la información de apertura porque esto se refiere a sus derechos.
First, this is your first appearance before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Primero, esta es su comparecencia inicial ante el Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
We are not here to try your case today or to take a plea.
No estamos acá para juzgar su caso en el día de hoy o para aceptar una declaración a cargos.
You're here for the court to inform you of the charges against you.
Usted está acá para que la corte le informe cuáles son los cargos en su contra.
Advise you of certain rights.
Informarle ciertos derechos.
Set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail.
Fijarle una fianza en aquellos delitos que a la jueza se le autoriza a fijarle fianza.
And to schedule a preliminary hearing on your behalf.
Y de programarle una audiencia preliminar de su parte.
We will also determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney.
Y también vamos a determinar si usted requiere la asistencia de un abogado.
You have the right to remain silent and say nothing.
Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer en silencio y no decir nada.
But should you choose to give up this right,
pero si usted elige renunciar a este derecho,
anything you say during these proceedings may be used against you if your case goes to trial.
cualquier cosa que usted diga durante este procedimiento podría ser usada en su contra si su caso va a juicio.
During these proceedings and all other court proceedings, you have the right to the presumption of innocence.
Durante este proceso y todos los procesos posteriores de la corte, usted tiene el derecho a la presunción de inocencia.
Until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Hasta que el Estado pruebe su culpabilidad más allá de una duda razonable.
You have the right to indictment by the grand jury for most felonies.
Usted tiene el derecho a que el gran jurado le formule una acusación formal para la mayoría de los delitos graves.
Or by accusation for misdemeanors.
O que se le formule una acusación para los delitos menores.
You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Usted tiene el derecho de tener un juicio sin demora público y ante un jurado.
You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine all witnesses who are called to testify against you.
Usted tiene el derecho de ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a todos los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra.
You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses in your own behalf by subpoena.
Usted tiene el derecho a exigir la asistencia de sus propios testigos usando un citatorio.
You also have the right to testify and offer other evidence in your own defense.
Usted también tiene el derecho de testificar y presentar pruebas para ser usadas en su defensa.
Should you choose to do so.
Si usted así elige hacerlo.
But should you choose not to do so.
Pero si usted elige no hacerlo.
No presumption of your guilt may be raised.
Esto no se debe de usar en su contra como que usted es culpable.
You also have the right to have an attorney represent you during these proceedings and all other court proceedings.
Usted también tiene el derecho de tener un abogado para que los represente durante este procedimiento y en todos los procedimientos posteriores del tribunal.
Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending prosecution of your case.
Alguno de ustedes se le va a permitir pagar una fianza sin restricciones para permitirle salir de la cárcel teniendo el caso pendiente para ser procesado.
This may be by cash, commercial, or property.
Esta fianza podría ser pagada en efectivo usando una compañía de fianza o usando una propiedad.
If you post a cash bond,
Si usted paga su fianza en efectivo,
someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash,
alguien tiene que llevar la cantidad total de su fianza en efectivo,
together with any applicable mandated fees to the sheriff's office,
con las tarifas mandatorias a la comisaría,
who would hold it until your final court date,
la cual se quedaría con este dinero hasta el final de su caso.
at which time the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted it.
Y en ese momento, el dinero en efectivo le sería reembolsado a la persona que lo pagó.
If you use a commercial bonding company approved by the sheriff,
Si usted usa una compañía de fianzas aprobada por la comisaría,
someone will have to pay the company up to 15% of the total bond
alguien le tendría que pagar a la compañía hasta un 15% de la cantidad total de su fianza,
as their fee for their service.
como la tarifa que ellos cobran por sus servicios.
This fee will not be returned.
Pero esta tarifa no le sería reembolsada.
Someone may also post bond using their property
Alguien también podría pagar la fianza usando su propiedad
if they have net equity in the property
si ellos tienen un capital neto en dicha propiedad
and an amount equal to 3 times the total amount of the bond.
el cual sea por lo menos 3 veces la cantidad total de su fianza.
Some of you will have special conditions on your bond order
Algunos de ustedes van a tener condiciones especiales en la orden de su fianza,
that prohibit you from contacting certain people
en la cual se le prohíbe ponerse en contacto con ciertas personas
or going to or around certain places.
o de que vaya a ciertos lugares.
This special condition will be provided on your bond order.
Y estas condiciones especiales se le van a dar en las condiciones de su fianza.
You will also be prohibited from calling or having contact with the alleged victim while you're out on bond.
A usted también se le va a prohibir que usted tenga en contacto con la presunta víctima mientras usted esté fuera bajo fianza.
Should you violate the court's order,
Y si usted infringe la orden de la jueza,
your bond will be revoked
su fianza sería revocada
and you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial.
y usted no tendría derecho a fianza mientras usted espere por su juicio.
An additional charge of aggravated stalking,
Y el cargo adicional de persecución ilícita con agravante,
influence of witnesses,
de influenciar a un testigo
or other charges as the law may provide,
o otros cargos según se permitan por ley,
could be brought against you,
le podrían ser imputados,
for which you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison and fined up to $20,000.
por los cuales usted podría ser sentenciado hasta 10 años de prisión y una multa de hasta $20,000.
For family members who will assist you in posting bond,
Para los familiares, los cuales le van a ayudar a pagar su fianza,
they will be provided with your bond amount after we have concluded the first appearance calendar for today.
a ellos se le va a dar la cantidad de su fianza después que hayamos terminado la audiencia inicial del día de hoy.
If a family member is an alleged victim on the warrant,
Si un pariente es la presunta víctima en la orden de arresto
and there's a special condition that you're to have no contact with that family member,
y hay una condición especial que dice que usted no puede tener contacto con ese pariente,
he or she will not be allowed to post the bond on your behalf.
a él o a ella no se le va a permitir pagar la fianza por usted.
Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail.
Alguno de ustedes se le acusa de delitos en los cuales por ley a esta corte no se le autoriza a fijarle una fianza.
In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a superior court judge.
Y en ese caso, una audiencia para pedir fianza sería programada ante un juez del Tribunal Superior.
And I will provide you with that date during your first appearance hearing today.
Y yo le voy a dar esa fecha durante su audiencia de primera instancia en el día de hoy.
If you are currently on active probation,
Si actualmente usted está bajo libertad condicional,
this court is not authorized to set a bond for you today.
a esta jueza no se le autoriza a fijar una fianza en el día de hoy.
Your bond can be reconsidered
Su fianza podría ser tomada en consideración nuevamente
after your probation officer has an opportunity to determine if they wish to file a warrant for violation of your probation.
después que su agente de libertad condicional haya tenido la oportunidad de decidir si ellos van a ejecutar una orden de arresto por
This is
infringimiento de su libertad condicional.
usually during your preliminary hearing.
Y esto generalmente ocurre durante su audiencia preliminar.
The purpose of a preliminary hearing
El propósito de una audiencia preliminar
is to determine if there's enough evidence
es determinar si hay suficientes pruebas
or probable cause
o motivo fundado
to justify keeping you detained until such time as your case goes to trial.
para continuar con usted detenido hasta que su caso vaya a juicio.
For those of you charged with misdemeanors only,
Para aquellos de ustedes que se le acusa de delitos menores solamente,
you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
usted va a tener la opción de renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
Waiving your hearing will not affect your right to post bond,
El renunciar a su audiencia preliminar no afectaría su derecho de pagar su fianza,
your right to have an attorney represent you,
su derecho de tener un abogado para que lo represente,
or your right to a jury trial.
o su derecho de tener un juicio ante un jurado.
If you post bond,
Si usted paga su fianza,
your preliminary hearing is automatically waived,
su audiencia preliminar se cancela automáticamente.
and you will be mailed a notice when to appear in state court for arraignment if you're charged with misdemeanors only.
Y a usted le enviaría un citatorio por correo diciendo cuándo tiene que presentarse para su lectura formal de cargos en el tribunal estatal si a usted se le acusa de delitos menores solamente.
If you cannot make bond,
Si usted no puede pagar su fianza,
you may waive your preliminary hearing
usted podría renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar
and be taken before a state court judge,
y ir ante un juez del tribunal estatal.
at which time, if you plead guilty, you will be sentenced.
Y en ese momento, si usted se declara culpable, usted sería sentenciado.
If you plead not guilty, a trial will be scheduled on your behalf.
Y si usted se declara no culpable, un juicio le sería programado.
If you choose to have a misdemeanor preliminary hearing,
Si usted elige tener una audiencia preliminar en un cargo por delito menor,
the hearing will be scheduled for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
la audiencia sería programada para el 30 de mayo del 2023 vía Zoom a las 8:30 de la mañana.
For those of you charged with felony offenses,
Para aquellos de ustedes que se le acusa de delitos graves,
you will not have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
usted no va a tener la opción de renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Su audiencia preliminar sería programada para el día 31 de mayo a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
That will conclude my opening remarks. At this time, I will proceed forward with the first appearance for each inmate.
Eso concluye mi información de apertura. En estos momentos, yo voy a comenzar con las audiencias iniciales para cada uno de los detenidos.
Deputy, can you identify which inmates require a Spanish interpreter?
Just one on this.
Okay, can you give me the name?
Felipe Ricano.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's, I know we typically start with the females, but let's do the inmate requiring the Spanish interpreter first. And then we'll move forward with Bates and I believe Dawson.
Clear?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
You have been charged with one count of battery family violence.
A usted se le acusa de un cargo de agresión corporal, violencia doméstica.
Your bond amount is $3,500.
La cantidad de su fianza es de $3,500.
Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
¿Entiende usted el cargo y también la cantidad de su fianza?
¿Y hay alguna cosa especial que se tiene que hacer al pagar? Porque es mi casa donde ocurrió eso. Y no sé
Is there anything that we have to do when we pay? Because the place of the incident is my home.
So I explained to you in my opening remarks what is required for you to make bond. My purpose here today is to inform you of the charges against you and set bond.
Yo le informé a usted en la información de apertura cómo pagar su fianza, y una de los propósitos del día de hoy es informarle cómo pagar la fianza.
Está
Do
bien.
you know if you can make bond today, sir?
¿Sabe usted si puede pagar su fianza en el día de hoy, señor?
Sí, sí puedo.
Yes, I can.
Necesito solo hacer llamadas de teléfono porque no he tenido acceso a hacer ninguna llamada.
And can I make a phone call because I have not had access to make a phone call?
Well, please let him know that's something that he would have to speak to the sheriff's office about. However, there will be special conditions on his bond order.
Eso es algo con lo que usted debe de hablar de lo que usted debe hablar con la comisaría. Sin embargo, van a haber condiciones especiales en su fianza o como parte de su fianza.
Okay.
The first condition, he is to stay away from the alleged victim in the case.
La primera condición es que usted tiene que mantenerse totalmente alejado de la presunta víctima en el caso.
By the name of Flo Solis, spelled F-L-O-R. First name, last name is S-O-L-I-S.
Con el nombre de Flor Solís. F-L-O-R-S-O-L-I-S.
Okay.
There will be a no contact,
Va a haber una orden de alejamiento,
which means you must stay away,
lo que significa que usted tiene que mantenerse alejado
directly, indirectly,
de manera directa o indirecta,
by mail,
por correo,
by email,
correo electrónico,
by pager,
busca personas,
by text message,
por mensaje de texto,
by social media,
usando las plataformas de las redes sociales,
by telephone.
por teléfono.
You are also prohibited from going to her home and workplace.
A usted también se le prohíbe que vaya a su casa o a su lugar de trabajo.
Therefore, you will be prohibited from returning to the incident location.
Y por esta razón a usted se le va a prohibir que usted regrese al lugar del incidente,
Identified as 1132 Rock Cut Road.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, did you say 1132 Rockwood Road.
Rock Cut, R-O-C-K,
Mhm.
first name of the street, and second name is Cut, C-U-T, Road.
Yes, ma'am. Y esta residencia está identificada como en la dirección 1132 Rock Cut Road.
Is that his, can you ask him if that's his primary residence?
¿Esa es su residencia principal? He's muted, Your Honor.
Okay, deputies, if you could unmute.
Repita, señor.
Sí, esa
Yes.
es mi casa.
Yes, that is my home.
Okay, please inform him he will need to make other living arrangements.
Usted va a tener que hacer otros arreglos de dónde vivir.
However, I will include a provision in my bond, on the bond order,
Sin embargo, yo voy a incluir una provisión o una orden dentro de mi orden de fianza
to allow him to make an appointment with the sheriff's office
de que le permita a usted hacer una cita con la comisaría
within 10 days of his release
durante los primeros 10 días después de haber sido puesto en libertad
to allow him to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that location.
para que se le permita a usted retirar los artículos personales que no estén bajo disputa y que estén en ese lugar.
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
Also, he cannot violate any laws while out on bond.
Y también usted no puede infringir ninguna de las leyes mientras esté fuera bajo fianza.
I've scheduled his preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Yo le voy a programar su audiencia preliminar para el 30 de mayo del 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
Can you ask him if he understands that to be his next court date?
¿Entiende usted que esa va a ser su próxima corte?
Sí, es la próxima corte, cuando ya esté
Yes.
afuera.
That's the next court day.
Can you ask him if he require the assistance of a court-appointed attorney?
¿Requiere usted la asistencia de un abogado de oficio?
No, yo contrataré uno cuando esté afuera.
No, I will hire one once I'm released.
Okay, can you ask him if he mind answering a few questions to see if he qualifies for a court-appointed attorney?
¿Le importaría a usted responder algunas preguntas para ver si usted califica para que le nombre un abogado de oficio?
Está
That's fine.
Can you ask him if he has a job?
¿Tiene usted empleo?
bien. Trabajo por mi propia cuenta. Tengo 2 negocios.
I work for myself. I have 2 businesses.
Okay, can he give me an average of his monthly income?
¿Me podría dar usted un promedio de lo que es su ingreso mensual?
Between 15 to 20,000. 20 a 25,000.
Between 15 and 20,000.
Okay. So please let him know that he does not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, therefore he will have to hire his own attorney.
Usted no califica para que le nombre un abogado de oficio. Por esta razón, usted tendría que contratar su propio abogado.
Okay.
Does he have any questions?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
No, solamente que me dejen usar el teléfono porque no me puedo comunicar con nadie.
No, just for them to allow me to use the phone because I haven't been able to get in touch with anyone.
Okay, please, you can speak to the deputies about that.
Okay, usted puede hablar con los alguaciles al respecto.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Okay, 1 minute.
That's your turn.
Okay, deputies, if you, who do we have present?
First, last name.
Jerome Rodney Page.
Okay, you said Bates, B-A-T-E-S?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And it appears that you are represented by attorney Brian Owens. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I don't know if you can see him present on the via Zoom. Can you see him, Mr. Bates?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, we're going to proceed forward with your first appearance hearing for this morning. You understand that?
Ma'am.
Okay. You've been charged with 1 count of DUI alcohol less safe. Your bond amount is $4,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar? Attorney Owens can answer for you if you would like.
That's what I want now.
Attorney Owens?
Yes, Ron. Yes,
Would you
Ron.
like
We'll
to waive
waive
the
the
preliminary? You'll waive it?
Yes, Ron.
Okay, he would have to sign a,
Yep.
you have to permit him to sign a waiver form. Is that something you would permit today?
Yes, Ron.
Okay, okay, deputies, his attorney would like to waive his preliminary hearing. Therefore, sir, if you will sign the waiver form, we'll get that, I'll sign it and we'll get it processed. Do you, that will conclude, let's see. I guess you didn't complete a request for court appointed counsel. It's like you're already represented by counsel. So I will note that on the court appointed counsel form. You did complete it, but you're already represented by counsel. So I'll include that information on the court appointed counsel form. Attorney Owens, do you have any questions?
Your Honor, I would just inquire of the court if you would entertain a request for UJR.
A request for what?
Unsecured judicial release, considering the nature of the charge as being a misdemeanor charge. I do have a recitation of facts and circumstances related to Mr. Bates if you are inclined to hear.
Oh, just, you can proceed forward.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Bates is 41 years old. He is from Chattahoochee, Florida. Specifically, his address there is 112 East Marion Street, Chattahoochee, Florida, 32324. Your Honor, he does have one 12-year-old son that he does share childcare responsibilities for. He pays child support and is up to date. He is currently employed. He has multiple jobs. He works at AutoZone as well as Waste Pro. He also performs community service at New Zion Missionary Baptist Church in that he cuts the grass there voluntarily 2 times a month. Your Honor, he is at this point requesting the court's consideration for an unsecured judicial release in that he will return to court as instructed. Specifically, this incident occurred on a Friday where there was an accident. Mr. Bates was instructed by the authorities to return on Monday to retrieve his personal belongings from the vehicle that was involved in the accident. He did so, follow those instructions, and when he appeared, he was taken into custody for this charge. So I believe that he has demonstrated a willingness to comply with this process. And again, he has retained a private counsel, so he will address these charges when given the appropriate opportunity. He is not on probation, nor does he have any open cases at this point, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor. We just simply ask that you consider awarding Mr. Bates a unsecured judicial release, or alternatively a bond in the amount of $1,500, which his family members are prepared to post for him.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Unfortunately, in light of the circumstances, I do not believe this case to be appropriate for an unsecured judicial release. Specifically, according to the facts in the warrant, it was Mr. Bates' vehicle that collided with another vehicle, causing 2 people to be injured. So in light of the circumstances of the case, I don't believe it's been appropriate. And I do find that the bond that I said at $4,000 is appropriate under the circumstances. So with that said, I'm denying your request. Do you have any other questions?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
That will conclude, Mr. Bates, that will conclude your first appearance hearing for this morning. Thank you.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, I'm sorry. I meant to do that earlier. That was the purpose of taking the Spanish interpreter first. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, is this Mr. Dawson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 1 minute.
Bates said, sit in the back. Sit in the back.
Okay. Mr. Dawson, it's my understanding that you're represented by Attorney Hillman Toombs. Is that your understanding as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, identify your full name for the record for me.
Nasir Ishmael Dawson.
Okay, and then do you see Attorney Toombs that's present on the Zoom today? I don't know if you can see him.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just want to make sure you can see him. Great. We're going to proceed with your first appearance hearing and noted for the record that you are represented by counsel. You have been charged with 4 charges. I will read each charge and I will give you the bond amount for each charge, as well as your attorney. The first charge is battery family violence. Your bond amount is $4,000. Second charge, theft by taking. Your bond amount is $2,000. Third charge is cruelty to children. The bond amount is $2,500. Fourth charge is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. Therefore, your total bond is $10,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. Specifically because this, the battery charge is a family violence charge, I'm prohibiting you from having any contact with the alleged victim by the name of Nia Alford. Do you recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
You're to have no contact. That means stay away. Absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 103 Carrollton Park, Jonesboro, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Ma'am.
Okay. And do you have any undisputed personal property at that location?
No, ma'am.
Okay. In light of that, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Attorney Toombs, would you like to waive the preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
We'll waive that, Your Honor.
Okay. Will you permit your client to sign a waiver form today waiving the preliminary hearing?
Yes, I will.
Okay, sir. So, Mr. Dawson, you will need to sign a waiver form from one of the deputies waiving your preliminary hearing at the request of your attorney. Attorney Toombs, do you have any questions?
Nothing further this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, that will conclude your first appearance hearing, and I believe that's your only business before the court today, Attorney Toombs.
Yes, that's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you may be released. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Okay, then we can go in alphabetical order. Do you want to continue to proceed forward with the males, deputies?
Can,
Okay.
next, step up. Get your first and last name. Either Edwin.
I'm sorry, give me your full name again, sir.
Keelan Edwin.
Adron. Okay. And that's spelled A-D-R-I-N-E.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've been charged with 5 offenses. I'll give you the offense and then the bond amount for each offense. The first offense is driving with an improper or improperly displaying your tag on your vehicle. The bond amount is $500. The second charge is obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $2,000. The third charge is fleeing or attempting to elude the police. Your bond amount is $2,000. Fourth offense is reckless driving. Your bond amount is $2,000. Fifth offense is driving without a license. Your bond amount is $500. Therefore, your total bond is $7,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yeah.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar? If you're uncertain, we can leave it on the calendar.
I don't want to wait it.
Okay, no problem. I also see you did complete a request for court-appointed counsel. Based on your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Terrence off.
Hey.
Pat, give me your full name, sir.
Terrence Brian off.
Okay, last name, Alston, Alston. Okay, so you've been charged with one count of theft by taking. Your bond amount is $4,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount? You understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date?
That's my daughter's birthday. I can't forget it.
Okay. And then let me see, your application for court-appointed counsel here. You would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you, sir.
To the back, next. First and last name, sir.
Until James.
Okay. 1 minute, sir. Okay, Mr. James, you want to spell your first name for me?
ARTELS.
Sir, you've been charged with one count of trafficking. Unfortunately, in light of the nature of the charge, I'm not authorized to set bail for you today. Only a superior court judge can set bail. Do you understand the charge as well as the no bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date? You understand that, sir? And then your bond hearing will be scheduled for June 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Do you understand those two different court dates?
What was the date again, Judge?
The preliminary hearing is May 31st, 2023, and then the bond hearing is June 2nd, 2023. You understand those two different hearing dates? Okay. Based on your court-appointed counsel form, it does appear you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
I would have an attorney.
You want to hire your own attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'll just have, since you completed the form, we'll just have one in place just in case, and then if you hire your own attorney, it's no problem, okay? Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
First, last name.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Spell your last name for me.
AUSTRIA.
Okay, sir. You've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is being in possession of a weapon during a crime. Your bond amount is $6,000. The second offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. The bond amount is $3,500. Third offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. Fourth offense, obstruction or hindrance of your license plate. The bond amount is $500. Therefore, your total bond is $11,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll schedule your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And then on your court-appointed counsel form, you indicated you have a job, but you didn't provide me with an estimate of your monthly wages. Can you give me an estimate now?
Yes, ma'am. It's because I just now started that job recently.
Okay. Okay. So I'll go ahead and appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
I'm gonna do a cash bond. Where would I tell my sister to take the money?
To the sheriff's office. We get the register with that. Okay.
I was gonna say, that's something the deputies can assist you with. Any other questions?
No more.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yo. Stop talking. I'm not seeing. I'm not.
Okay, state your full name for me, sir.
Daniel Bell.
I didn't hear you.
Daniel Bell.
Mr. Bell, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is battery, family violence. Your bond amount is $3,500. The second offense is criminal trespass, damage to property. Your bond amount is $2,500. Therefore, your total bond is $6,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Not sure.
Okay. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition, you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Leela Van der Linden. Do you recognize that name?
Yes.
Okay, because she's the alleged victim, you're to have no contact, which means you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person. You cannot go to her home or workplace. Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 2299 Old Rex Morrow Road, Morrow, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
I'm not sure about that resident. I mean, that
Okay.
it didn't happen.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
On the court's calendar.
Okay, no problem. And based on your court-appointed counsel form, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Any questions, sir?
No.
Okay, thank you.
What's the last name?
Joshua Copeland.
Okay, spell that for me, sir.
JOSHUACOPELAND.
Copeland, you've been charged with 1 offense of cruelty to animals. Your bond amount is $4,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amounts?
Yes,
Can you make bond?
not sure if I can.
Okay. I schedule your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see here. You did complete an application for court-appointed counsel. Based on your application, you would qualify, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Let's see here. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, state your full name for me.
Good morning, y'all. My name is Alton Griggs.
Okay, 1 minute.
Dawson. Right here. Oh, yeah, forgot you. Okay.
And give me your first name.
Alton.
A-L-T-O-N, middle name Jermaine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have 2 Griggs. That's all I want to make sure I have the right one. Sir, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is aggravated assault. Your bond amount is $25,000. The second offense is cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Your bond amount is $2,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Sure, I'm gonna try to, yes.
See here, I'm scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, can I ask you a question, please?
I'll allow you to ask questions when I finish. See here. And then based on your court-appointed application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. I will allow you to ask any questions now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your consideration, but I would like to, ask you in the name of Jesus Christ to consider the fact that I am the victim here, that I did not assault anyone. I was actually assaulted. I was stabbed. Came
Okay,
home
so let me stop you. Let me stop you, sir.
So I'm
Let me
being
stop you,
victimized.
Your lawyer.
Let me stop you.
Stop talking.
Okay, sir, we're not here to try your case today. My only purpose is to set bond for you today and see if you need a court-appointed attorney and inform you of the charges. I've done so, and that will conclude your first appearance hearing for this morning. Thank you.
Next. First and last name, sir.
Roger Briggs.
Spell your first name for me, sir.
Excuse me?
Can you spell your first name for me?
What's the last name first name?
Spell your first name.
TREVODRIC.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I have two Griegs, so I want to make sure I have the right one here. So you've been charged with one count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Not sure.
Okay, no problem. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes.
Okay. Since you're unsure if you can make bond, I recommend that you leave your preliminary hearing of May 30th on the calendar, but you do have the option of waiving it. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And then based on your court-appointed counsel form, see here, you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
First and last name.
Jeremy again?
Okay, 1 minute, sir.
That's 1 minute. Hold on.
Okay, Mr. Gant, you've been charged with one count of battery family violence. Your bond amount is $4,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount? Understand the charges, sir? The charge? You said no?
Yes, ma'am.
You said no, you don't understand?
I said, yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay, I didn't hear you, sir, sorry. Can you make bond? Your bond amount is $4,000.
Yes.
Okay, if you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Norman D. Head. Do you recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is that your stepfather, correct?
Right.
Because he's the alleged victim, you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact him through a third person or go to his home or workplace. Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 1365 Connolly Road, Clayton County, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Not right now, but yes, it is.
Okay, do you have any undisputed personal property at that location?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, you're prohibited from returning to that location, sir. And then you also cannot violate any laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
That's your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And then you indicated you have a job, but you didn't provide an estimate of your monthly income on your application. Can you give me an estimate now?
No,
You don't have any idea?
no.
You can give me a range. Is it more than 1,000 a month?
Yeah, it's probably more than that.
Okay, is it more than
1,500?
I was about to say it's more than 15. Eventually I'll get something out of you. Okay. Okay, you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney, sir. So therefore I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you, sir.
Sure.
Give me your full name, sir. That's spelled Gilley.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you've been charged with, it appears to be 8 offenses. I'll give you the charge and give you the bond or no bond for each charge. So with respect to possession of drug-related items, your bond amount is $500. With respect to, there appears to be 5 separate counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. There's a no bond on that because you're currently on probation. There's a no bond under Georgia law 1710-1. It's the statute. Also, you've been charged with a count of trafficking. There's a no bond on the trafficking charge under OCGA 1761. Only a superior court judge can set bond on the trafficking charge. So there's a no bond today. Do you understand the charges as well as the no bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And then your bond hearing will be June 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand those 2 different hearing dates, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You did complete a request for court-appointed counsel. It does appear that you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
You look beautiful this morning, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, we're in court. That's not appropriate. Give me your full name.
Hold tight. Full name. Hold on.
Rowan Gibbons.
First of all, put your money back. What did you say?
That you look beautiful this morning.
Hey, sir, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is driving under the influence of alcohol. Your bond amount is $6,000. The second charge is contributing to a delinquency of a minor. Your bond amount is $3,000. And the third charge is driving without insurance. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $10,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
I do have insurance, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, you don't have any questions? Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to waive it or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the calendar.
Okay, do you know if you can make bonds, sir?
I'll try.
Okay, and then you did complete a request for court-appointed counsel here. Based on your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Hey, good step, bro.
Okay, give me your full name, sir.
Leon Hood Murphy.
You said Murphy?
Correct.
Okay, do you also appears they have it as Hood as well, H-O-O-D?
Yes, I have 2 last names, hyphenated.
Okay, so you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass damage to property. Your bond amount is $2,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And then you did complete one question, sir. With respect to your request for court-appointed counsel, I have approved that your application, so I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, 1 minute, deputies. Sir, give me your full name.
Master Sterling Xavier Harris.
Such a distinguished name, Mr. Harris. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good. I have one charge of criminal trespass pending against you. The bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case. It's a criminal trespass, family violence. So that means you can have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Kalia Lofton. Do you recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who's that to you?
That's my ex-girlfriend.
Okay, so no contact means you must stay away directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, because the alleged incident occurred at 19 Willow Lane, Riverdale, Georgia, 30296, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
That's where I pay. That's where I stay. She don't even stay there, but I do have a sister I can go stay with.
Okay. Now, if you have any personal property at that location, I will include a provision in the order that will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to receive any undisputed personal property at that location. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. And then you did complete a request for court-appointed counsel. Based upon your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will approve your request. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next.
First and last name.
Charles Hutchinson.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Okay. Middle name is Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is identity fraud. Your bond amount is $4,000. The second offense is forgery in the first degree. Your bond amount is $5,000. You also have a second count for forgery first degree. Your bond amount is $5,000. Therefore, your total bond is $14,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna try.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And then based on your application for court-appointed counsel, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will approve your request. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, please state your full name for me.
That's one, Jordan. Your Honor, I know what I'm charged with.
Oh, no. I don't need for you to tell me, sir. Okay, I have the document right in front of me. So I have here, state your full name for me first, so I can make sure I have the right person.
Antoine Jordan Senior.
Okay, so you've been charged with 1 count of failure to register as a sex offender. In light of the charges as well as your extensive criminal history today, sir, I am denying bond to you today. Do you understand the charge as well as the no bond?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And then your bond hearing will be June 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand those 2 different hearing dates, sir?
I got a POV. Violation of probation.
No, the charge that I have is failure to register as a sex offender. Based on your court-appointed application, you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Have a seat in the front seat right now. Watch your mouth. This is still court. Have a seat.
Okay, give me your full name, sir.
William Lockhart.
Okay, 1 minute, deputies, I just wanna make sure we don't miss, oh, that's a female, never mind, deputies.
Okay.
One minute, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You say it's Lockhart?
Yes.
Mr. Lockhart, you've been charged with 1 count of theft by conversion. Your bond amount is $5,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then based on your court-appointed application form, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, a well-appointed attorney represents you. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Next. Sit right there.
Okay, give me your full name, sir.
Calvin Eric Littleton.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Calvin Eric Littleton.
Step up closer.
Thank you, deputy. I hear you now. Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of driving with a suspended or revoked license. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date? May 30th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the calendar.
Okay, no problem. Then it does appear that you completed your application for court-appointed counsel, but you didn't provide me with an estimate of your monthly wages. Can you give me an estimate now?
Like 1,500.
A month?
Um,
Okay. Okay, did you indicate you can make bonds, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Step up a little closer. Say your first and last name.
Joshua Norris.
Okay, 1 minute, Mr. Norris. Mr. Norris, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is theft of services. Your bond amount is $2,000. The second offense is deposit account fraud. Your bond amount is $5,000. Therefore, your total bond is $7,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date, May 31st?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that'll be via Zoom. And then based on your court-appointed application form, you indicated you have a job, but I guess it's unclear. You put NA. Do you know what your estimate monthly wages would be? An estimate?
500.
Huh?
6,500.
A month?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So that means that you would have to hire your own attorney since you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. You understand that?
I have an attorney, Your Honor.
Okay, no problem. Have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
That's it. Next.
Okay, give me your full name, sir.
Philip.
Mr. Phillips, you've been charged with one count of possession of drugs by an inmate. Your bond amount is $8,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
No, ma'am, I don't understand the charges.
Okay, well, don't, I can read the particulars as to the facts in the warrant that gave rise to the charge. Would you like me to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, specifically, it states that the accused commit the offense of items prohibited for possession by inmates when the accused was found to be in possession of an electronic cigarette while incarcerated at the Clayton County Jail. The accused was searched by Major D. Harper while working as an inmate worker in the warehouse. Major Harper located the electronic cigarette in between the accused thighs. Those are the facts supporting the charges, sir. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for, this is considered a felony. So I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date, sir. Lastly, you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you on this charge. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you, sir.
Next. Philip. Sir. First, last name.
Alexander Robinson.
Okay, 1 minute, Mr. Robinson. So you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is simple assault, family violence. Your bond amount is $3,000. Second offense is simple battery. Your bond amount is $2,500. Third offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $7,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir? Okay, if you get made bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you to stay away from the alleged victim in the case, since this is a family violence charge by the name of Alexandria Stripling. Do you recognize that name?
Yes.
Okay, you're to stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by telephone, by social media, by text message. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, but you do know I stay there, right?
Okay, well, that's what I'm getting to. Also, because the alleged incident occurred at 8612 Thomas Lane, Riverdale, Georgia, 30274, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence? Okay, you will need to make other living arrangements, sir, per as a condition of your release. However, I will include a provision in the order that will allow you to return to that location within 10 days of your release. To retrieve any undisputed personal property, you will have to make an appointment with the sheriff's office to do that. You understand that? Okay, then you also can't violate any other laws while out on bond. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes.
Okay, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the calendar.
Okay, then based on your application, you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Next. Sands. Start coming around.
Give me your full name.
Yes, Suleiman Sonko Sane.
S-A-N-E?
Yes.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Sir, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is terroristic threats and acts. Your bond amount is $6,500. The second offense is making harassing phone calls. Your bond amount is $3,000. Therefore, your total bond is $9,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes.
And then based on your application, you didn't indicate whether or not you have a job. Do you have a job?
I just lost my job.
You lost it? Okay. So based on that, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Any
No.
questions, sir?
No.
Okay, thank you.
First, last name.
You heard the deputy, sir.
First and last name.
Okay, sir, you've been charged, and that's SANDS, correct? You've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, sir. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount? Okay, can you make bond, sir?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar? You don't want to waive it, sir? Do you want to waive it or no? Okay, we'll just leave it on the calendar, sir. And then it looks like you did complete an application for court-appointed counsel. Based on your application, you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Come on, Mr. Clayton. Back up some, back up a little bit. As far as camera can go down.
Okay.
All right, we're good right there.
Okay, sir, give me your full name.
Gregory Urban Taylor.
Okay. So you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. The second offense is simple battery, family violence. Your bond amount is $2,500. And then the third charge is obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $2,000. Therefore, your total bond is $6,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Sherry Rapper. Do you recognize that name?
Yes.
Okay, who's that to you?
Excuse me.
Who is Sherry to you?
She was just renting a room on my property.
Okay, because she's the alleged victim in the case, you're to stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 1207 South Lake Code Court, Clayton County, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Yes.
Okay, you'll need to make other arrangements as a condition of your bond, sir. However, I will include a provision in the bond order that will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that location. You also cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand the conditions of your bond, sir?
Excuse me.
You say yes?
Answer her question.
Excuse me. She's my resident.
I understand that, but because she's the alleged victim in the case and this is considered a family violence matter, unfortunately, I have to prohibit you from returning to that location while you're out on bond to prohibit any escalations of any acts. Okay? So unfortunately, you're gonna have to make other arrangements. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Via Zoom. And your application for court-appointed counsel, let's see here. Did you complete an application for court-appointed counsel, sir?
Yes.
Let's see. Do you have a job? I guess I have to locate it. Do you have a job?
I'm disabled.
Okay, therefore, can you give me an estimate of your monthly wages?
2,000 a month.
Okay, so you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, you can just stay right there. That's it on the mail side, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, we're ready for the females. 1 minute. And then, oh, deputies, are they still there? I guess they're gone. Okay, give me your full name. Full name, please. Deputy, can you take the device off mute?
India Amy.
Okay, Miss, and that's A-M-E-Y.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Amy, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is contributing to a delinquency of a minor. Your bond amount is $3,000. The second offense is party to a crime. Your bond amount is $3,500. Therefore, your total bond is $6,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for, let's see here. May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date? May 30th. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And then would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar? If you're not sure, we can keep it on the calendar.
Waive it.
You want to waive it?
Yes.
Okay, then you'll need to get a waiver form from the deputies. Okay, for me to sign, and then you sign so they can send it over to me. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And based on your court-appointed application here, you indicated you have a job, but you didn't provide an estimate of your monthly wages. Can you give me an estimate now?
Not at the moment. Oh, wow.
Okay, do you make more than 1,000?
Yes.
You make more than 1,500?
Yes. I'm not sure.
Okay, can you give me a range?
2,000.
Okay, you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good morning. State your, give me your full name.
Angel Canabriana Bagley.
And it's B-A-G-L-E-Y?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is simple battery. Your bond amount is $2,500. The second offense is disorderly conduct. Your bond amount is $1,500. The third offense is party to a crime, party to commission of a crime. Your bond amount is $3,000. Therefore, your total bond is $7,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special condition included on the bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Teresa Huff. Do you recognize that name?
No, I saw them when they was typing up the report, but I'm pretty sure it was the accuser. So that's fine. That's perfect. No issues with that there.
Okay, no contact means you must stay away, absolutely, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager. by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third party or go to her home or workplace. You understand that?
Yeah, well, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then you also cannot violate any laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
I'll have to waive it.
You might waive it, okay? Okay, if you want to waive it, you'll need to sign a waiver form from the deputy. Once you sign, then I can process the waiver. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And then, did you indicate you can make bond?
Yes, ma'am. Can you repeat the bond amount again? I'm sorry, it's a lot of commotion in the back.
No problem. The charge of simple battery, your bond amount is 2,500. For the charge of disorderly conduct, your bond amount is 1,500. For the third charge of party to commission of a crime, your bond amount is $3,000. Therefore, your total bond is $7,000.
All right, that's, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, and then one last question. Did you complete a request for court-appointed counsel?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see, based on your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, you have a blessed day.
Okay, you too. Thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Taylor Candies.
Okay, 1 minute, Miss Candies. Okay, Ms. Candice, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is battery, family violence. Your bond amount is $3,500. The second offense is cruelty to children in the first degree. Your bond amount is $2,500. Therefore, your total bond is $6,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Azaria Alvarez. Do you recognize that name?
Azaria Alvarez, yeah, that's my daughter.
Okay, because she's the alleged victim in the case, you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 215 Birch Walk Court, Clayton County, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Do you understand? And then also you can't violate any other laws while out on bond. Do you understand the conditions of your bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
We can waive it, that's fine.
Want to waive it? Okay. So you'll also need to sign a waiver form from the deputy to allow me to process that. And let's see here. Now, you did indicate you can make bond, correct? You can make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then based on your court-appointed application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will approve your application for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good luck. Good luck, Ms. Candice.
Thank you.
Okay. State your full name for me. Hey, Ms. Carpenter, you've been charged with 1 count of battery. Your bond amount is $2,500. The second offense is criminal damage in the second degree. Your bond amount is $3,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts? Okay, can you make bond? Okay. I scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that is your next court date? And I was gonna see, did you complete an application for court-appointed counsel?
The application?
Yeah, for a court-appointed attorney.
Oh, yes, I did.
Let me see here. Okay, based on your application here, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Have any questions, Ms. Carpenter?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Say my name. Oh, Miss Dennis, Tavanikia Dennis.
Okay, Ms. Dennis, you've been charged with two offenses. The first offense is following too closely. The bond amount is $500. The second offense is driving without a license. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $1,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Excuse me?
May 30th is your next court date. You understand
Okay.
that?
If I don't buy out.
Yeah. If you
Okay,
don't bond out. If you bond out, it's automatically waived.
okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
And then let me just see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. You do. So I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good luck. Thank you.
You have it, yes, tell the judge your name. It's Kyle Steller.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, spell your last name for me.
HOSTETLER.
Okay, just want to make sure I had the right person. You've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
No.
You understand that's your next court date, May 30th. Okay, wait a minute. I need to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So based on your application, you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you. Good luck. Okay, state your full name for me.
Jewel Lee Laney.
Ms. Laney, you've been charged with 1 count of giving a false name, address, or date of birth to a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
We can waive it.
Want to waive it? Okay, then you'll need to obtain a waiver form from the deputies. You sign it, and then once you sign it, I can process your waiver. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then, let's see here. You would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You too. Okay, give me your full name.
Lexi Monet Simeon.
Okay.
Well, one way, they always.
You've been charged with 1 count of trafficking marijuana. Because of the nature of the charge, only a superior court judge can set bond for you today. Therefore, I cannot set bond for you today. Do you understand the charge as well as the no bond?
Okay, yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 31st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. And then your bond hearing will be June 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 p.m. Do you understand those 2 different court dates? See here, did you complete an application for court-appointed counsel? Yes, you did here. Let's see here. Based on your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Is there a way that I can see a superior judge before that date?
Not before May 31st, no.
So I would be in here?
Yes, until May 31st.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
My name's Kia Rory.
Okay, 1 minute. And it's spelled Rorie?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is driving with no tail lights. Your bond amount is $500. The second offense is fleeing from a police officer. Your bond amount is $2,000. Third offense is driving without a license. Your bond amount is $1,000. Fourth offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $5,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Can you just tell me a little bit about what the preliminary hearing is for?
The purpose of the preliminary hearing is to determine if there's enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained in jail. If you make bond, it's automatically waived because there's no reason since you're out on bond. Okay, so if you're unsure if you're gonna make bond, you want to leave it on the calendar, therefore that'll be your next court appearance. If you know you're gonna make bond, it'll be automatically waived, or you can waive it now. It's up to you.
I'll waive it.
You waive it, okay? So you also need to obtain a waiver form from the deputies to waive it. Once you sign the waiver, I'm able to process your request. You understand that?
I understand. So if it's done automatically, I don't have to waive it right now?
No, if you don't want to waive it right now, then it'll be waived automatically once you bond out.
Okay, I'll just do that. It'll be less.
Okay, no problem. So I'll set it down, and then once you bond out, then it'll automatically be waived. Okay. Okay, and then based on your court-appointed application form, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. No, that's everything.
Okay, thank you.
I don't need it. I'm just gonna let it.
You want to keep it on calendar?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, no problem, Deputy. I think that will conclude everyone for today.
Yes, ma'am.